Hello, everyone. Today I am hosting a sunset picnic at the park. I host social events in the DMV area, DC, Maryland, and Virginia, through my business called YapFest. It is basically for people in their 20s and 30s who are looking to kind of like build a community, meet new people, socialize, run their mouth, yap it up, all that kind of stuff. So every month or a few times a month, we will do a few events and the activities change. So sometimes we do tennis. This is the first time we're doing like an actual picnic. I've done a potluck, actually a beach potluck in LA. So we also have done like pop-ups in other cities. But yeah, we'll do like different events, primarily in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, but maybe coming to a city near you super soon. It's going to be a pretty small group today, maybe like 6, 7 of us. I'm just doing a charcuterie board. This is my first time like trying to make something like this. And then I have a veggie platter that I'm going to bring. And then also some other snacks like drinks, wines, just like small bites and drinks, just to kind of like, commune, break bread with the people in the neighborhood. I have some games. I bought some games that we could play and socialize. It's like maybe going to be like a 3-4 hour event. So it shouldn't be too long. For my charcuterie board, let me tell you guys what I have. TikTok said, go to Trader Joe's and get this cracker assortment pack. So I have that. I also do have these fig and olive crisp, which I've heard are also pretty good. This cranberry goat cheese I heard is really nice. I basically wanted to do 1 soft cheese, 1 hard cheese, and 1 funky cheese. So this is my funky cheese. The hard cheese is actually this unexpected cheddar, which is a Trader Joe's popular. It's a popular one for Trader Joe's. Apparently everyone loves it. And then my soft cheese is just this light brie that I got from Trader Joe's as well. Meats, I got some sliced prosciutto. I then also got this applewood salami. I've had this before and this is actually really good. And then I also got the Spanish pack, which is just a prosciutto, salami, and then a capacholo, I think is how you pronounce it. Oh wait, this is not the Spanish pack. Well, it's a pack. The Spanish pack is, this is the deli pack. I've had the Spanish pack before. The Spanish pack has jamon, apparently, and then a salami and some other stuff, but this will work as well. For my sauces, I have a strawberry preserves that I'm gonna put down, which is like a nice little sweet spread. I then got a little bit of this fig dalmata spread, which I heard is really popular, but this is more like a rich, earthy kind of vibe. And then I heard that people also like Dijon mustard as a spread sometimes. Like it apparently pairs well with some meats and some of the cheeses. So I got this as well. For my fruits, I'm doing raspberries. I washed these last night. Grapes, I washed and strained them last night. And then I also washed and strained strawberries last night as well. I'm gonna try to see if I can put this together. I bought this little tray from Amazon. It looks like this and it actually has like a cover that you can put on top for transport, easier transport. So that's what I'm gonna actually try to make right now. I need to hurry up and do this though, because I wanna start getting ready to head out. I wanna leave my house by 2:30 to kind of get there a little bit early to see if I can get like a picnic table and then properly set up and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and make the charcuterie board. Hopefully it comes out cute. Let's see.
Pixelated kisses got me going insane. Replicate this moment from a million miles away. Waiting for the signal, baby, never make a sound. If you never hear from me, all the satellites are down. Yeah, they're all fucking down. Falling through the atmosphere right now. Baby, are you really down? Baby, are you really down? Pixelated kisses got me going insane. Replicate this moment from a million miles away. Waiting for the signal, baby, never make a sound. If you never hear from me, all the satellites are down. Yeah, they're all fucking down. Falling through the atmosphere right now. Baby, are you really down? Baby, are you really down?
the sun is setting today. We have had a day. What time is it, Tracy?
It's 5:31.
It's 5:31. This event was supposed to start at 4. When we got there, everything was shut down. Like, they were towing cars. Like 3, 4 tow trucks were in the parking lot, towing cars from the parking lot. The park police was also really rude. We were like, oh, like, what's going on? He was like, can't talk right now. And then when we pulled over, because I thought he was trying to basically say, like, you know, you're holding up traffic. We pulled over and was like, hey, he pulled up to the car and was like, do you have an emergency? And we were like, no. He was like, so then go. I was like, true. That kind of stuff really pisses me off. But anyways, the plans didn't plan the way that I planned it to be. So we had to do a little pivot. And the pivot was coming to another park, which is not too far from the actual location, Georgetown Waterfront Park. And we're here now doing this here. Now, it's only 2 of us. It might only just be 2 of us today.
We're gonna wrap it up soon anyway. We're gonna wrap it up soon anyway because we don't like outside.
To be honest, like, I think I was telling you guys this in an earlier video that, like, I don't love outside, but, like, I'm trying to not do events for me because the group is not for me. It's for, like, it's a community event and it's supposed to be, like, building community. And I felt like this would be something that they would like. I did get a few texts this morning. Like, someone did text me and was like, oh, like, they can't come. And some other people were like, they can't come. But, like, I don't know. You never really know. A lot of the stuff with YapFest, I'm documenting this process just, like, to see what works, what doesn't work, and then to see how far we go, like, in a few years. But yeah, I don't know if this one didn't pan out the way I wanted it to be. But hey, we have food, so we're gonna eat. And I'm at least very glad that I made this charcuterie. Is it charcuterie? Charcuterie board, because that was my first time and I think it came out pretty cute. So we're gonna enjoy the outdoors. I sent out text messages to everyone letting them know about the new location. So we'll see if anyone shows. But if no one does, we'll wrap this up and get out the grass and get out the get out the sun. Guys, someone's coming. 2 people are coming. They just texted me. Slay. Alrighty, let me, I was getting so comfortable here. I was like, I think it's just gonna be me and Tracy. But I think we are having some people that are coming, which is a slay. So let me get myself together.
10 days in a foreign land without you here. Dead way, I've been holding on to my let go here. Still in the rust right here. Still in the rust right here. Still in the rust right here.
Hello, I'm back home. It has been a day, okay? It's been a day. Usually when I have a YapFest event, it typically tends to be a day, but this was like a day that, like, just was a lot. We've learned a lot today. I've had to exercise a lot of the things I've learned in the past and put them into action today, all without crashing out, okay? As y'all know, I was making my charcuterie board this morning. 6 people bought tickets. It was a little bit of a smaller party size compared to, like, other events. I was looking at the food this morning. I was like, this might be a lot for 6, but I don't know. Like, I did say, like, you know, it was small bites, and if you're like me, I love to snack a lot. So to be honest, maybe 6 people could have torn up those 2 plates. I don't really know, to be honest. I don't know. But then I also had, like, a cake, and I had cookies, and I had wines and waters and apple cider, like sparkling cider, because I'm obsessed, and it's good. Why not? And then Tracy bought chicken, and it was actually just a lot, low-key. Like, I also had a veggie platter. I learned today that I'm like my mother. My mom, whenever she's having an event, whenever she's throwing a party, she buys way too much food. And I'm always the person like, this is way too much food. Way too much food, way too many options. We don't need all this. I am very much like my mother in the sense of, like, I want to make sure that there's enough food. I want to make sure that we can cater to everyone. Also, a lot of the people, like, I mean, people always drop off. I feel like I've mentioned this in previous videos before. People always drop off. I've never had an event where everyone showed up, right? So people would naturally fall off. Now, when it's a smaller group and people fall off, it looks very small, okay? And it looks very like no one came. But today, Steven and I, we were just kind of sitting at the park. We were like, yeah, we're going to wait and see if anyone comes. By like 6:30, if no one comes, we'll probably just pack it up. I was kind of enjoying myself, like just me and her, like already in the vibe of like these people aren't coming. I had already removed from my mind that I was hosting. In my head, I was like, yeah, this event was a bust, but it is what it is, and I'm just gonna enjoy company with my friend and like the weather and the food. And I was very proud of myself for making that board. And I was like, yeah, actually, I'm just gonna enjoy this. And so I was cool. I was talking to my friend, enjoying myself, removing the hosting mentality from my brain. Get a text. Oh, on my way. Like. I said, oh, it's like, the other one was like, oh, I'm here. I was like, oh, even better. We had the event. It was cool. Like, it was very intimate, very cool. 4 of us. We played the card game. We chatted. We ate. Now, what had happened earlier was kind of what really threw me off, right? I get to Beverly Point Park in Arlington. It's through DCA. I go scout it like two weeks ago at this point. Everything looks good. Mind you, I did scout it towards like the end like of the day, like around 6, 7. The sun was really starting to set well in there. It was kind of dark. So I go scout it much later in the day. When I pull up today, I use Apple Maps, and I'm like, this is taking me a way that this is not what I remember. It's so crazy because when we pull up there, there's just like, they blocked off the whole thing and like, there was no parking. And I was like, okay, well, last time I came here, I was able to park, so like, what's the vibe? And we asked this one guy, and he was like, oh yeah, like they're towing cars, like, you can't park here anymore. They closed it. They shut it down. But if you can walk into the park if you wanted to. That man said his party was going to happen by fire by first. Whatever. I don't know if it was his child's birthday party. He was having some kind of party. He said he didn't care. He ordered food, catered food. People were coming. He was going to have his party regardless. So he was telling people to park in the airport garage and just make it here. And I'm like, what kind of walk is that? That like, it is close to the airport because you can see the planes go like take off. But maybe I don't think it's that close. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might have been Ubering. Okay, they might have been Ubering from the airport. I don't know. And also airport parking, that sounds pricey. That sounds very pricey. So we loop around. I loop around when I see this thing happening. There's no parking. They're blocking off the place and everything. I look around and I'm like, okay, maybe I felt like if there was another entrance I came through when I came to scout the place. Turns out there's only one entrance. It just looks different because 1, there was no cars, 2, it was blocked off, and 3, it was much earlier and brighter in the day. I loop around again. The second time I use Google Maps, and Google Maps takes me to the same place. It's blocked off. The sheriff, we tried to talk to the sheriff to get some information. He's so freaking rude. He wasn't even a sheriff. He was U.S. Park Police. So at that point, I'm like, okay, it's not happening at this place no matter what, especially when we saw the second time we looped around, we saw that like there was like 3, 4 tow trucks in the lot towing these cars away. Meaning that this had been happening for a bit, because for all those tow trucks to get there, that means that they have cut this park off for maybe like at least an hour, maybe 30 minutes, right? I'd say an hour because I don't know where the nearest tow is. And DCA has a little bit of traffic. Even the park was empty. Like that guy and his family was still going to do what they were doing. And apparently they were still allowing people to walk through the park, but no one was sitting there. Like no one was like, not compared to like how I saw it. It was very packed when I came 2 weeks ago. And like even on Instagram and stuff, like there's always people there. And the weather was nice today. I even ran into like one of my church friends and was like, she was like, oh, what's going on here? We're like, I don't know. She's like, she's here with her friends. They were trying to figure it out. Everyone was trying to go to the park today and they said, no. I checked the internet. There's no information about like what's going on, right? Like no publications about, oh, this park has been shut down today or it's closed today. I see an article that says that it's still going to be open even with the government shutdown. Like the parks are still going to be open. So it was scheduled to be open today, and I think at some point it was, and then something happened, and then they closed it, and no one has been notified. So at that point, I'm freaking out. Do I just cancel the event altogether? I'm stressed. I've looped around. When I looped around again, it took me like 20 minutes to just get back around. So by that point, it was 4:20. I checked my social medias. I checked my emails. No one had reached out. So I was like, no one must have pulled up here then, because usually like, I feel like, if they did, someone would have been like, and usually they do, like, they'll be like, oh, is anyone here? Even for tennis, they were like, hey, I'm here. Where are you guys located? People message me. And I'm like, oh, we're here, like, XYZ, come meet us. By 4:24, I hadn't received any messages. So I was like, okay, no one must be here, because there's no way someone would pull up to this place and see what's going on and not message me, at least by 4 o'clock, okay. But by 4:24, That's like damn near 4:30. I still hadn't received any message. So at that point, I was telling Tracy, like, I want to go home. Like, I think I just want to cancel and go home. That means I would have to give everyone their money back. Tracy's like, well, you're going to lose money. She was like, let's just see if there's a park around here that we can go to and pivot instead. So that's what we had to do. We were considering the national park. We drove by the national park. We drove by the other, like, these volleyball courts that was, like, kind of close to the national park and Lincoln Memorial. We passed through the Georgetown Waterfront Park, and there was, like, it just was a better parking situation because, like, the national park, baby, the mall, you're not going to really find parking there for myself or for my guests. But at least with the Georgetown one, there's street parking, like a little bit of street parking, it's paid. But then if worst case scenario, you can park in the garage, and the garage was like $11-12. So I was just like, I think this is a better option. We did that, and we're like, okay, like I'll send out a text. At this point, it's 4:45, right? So because it was small in number, I just sent out a text blast. And here's my thing with people on the text blast. They don't have their notifications on, even when I tell them to turn it on. Like I'll leave like a note saying, hey, please keep your notifications on Posh, because like that's how we communicate with you guys, by sending out text blasts. And they don't do that. So Posh will tell me who it sends to and who it doesn't. And all the people it didn't send to, I had to text them directly. I ended up texting everyone directly just because it was only like 6 people. The text blast, okay, so the text blast said, got to the park, it was shut down, please give us 15 minutes. We're relocating to a new place, we'll send you details soon. And then I texted everyone directly and was like, hey, this park, the original location was shut down unexpectedly. We're actually at Georgetown, at the Georgetown waterfront. This is where we're going to be. Hope to see you soon. And then people texted back and was like, oh, one can't make it, one I didn't hear from, the other one said they were on the way, and then the other one just pulled up. At the end of the day, it ended up working out, you know. Like I said, me and Tracy was just kind of doing our own thing, and then people pulled up, and we were just like, all right, we'll just host an event, and we played games, we chatted, and we ate. So all in all, it was good. It ended up being a very cute, you know, event and a nice day out. But like, just like all of that, like the unexpectedness of it, that was a lot for a girl like me, especially as someone who was like handling this whole thing by myself. Like, that was a lot. Honestly, if Tracy wasn't in the car with me, I don't know what I would have done. If this was one of the events I really was going to by myself, because some of the events I really do just go alone, like fully handle it alone with like these strangers that I don't know. If that was the case, if I was fully there alone, I don't know what I would have done. Like, I might have crashed out, and I might have just canceled it. Like, I'm like, hey, it's canceled, and send everybody their money back. I'm kind of glad that I didn't do that, and that she recommended that I don't do that, because I would have taken the L, because all this food that I can't return, right? So I'm glad she recommended that we just find a place like around here, and I'm glad we did find this place, and it worked out. I'm glad it worked out, but it is one of those, like, in the moments, it's one of those things where it's like, it is a little bit discouraging, like, right? Because it's just like, you have this plan, you have this idea, and it's not really working. And yes, the ability and the art of pivoting is a thing, but it is also very stressful. It's not that I can't pivot or I don't want to pivot. I can, and I don't mind. And I think the pivot today worked still. But like, when you're managing this stuff by yourself, it is very stressful, and it is very like, I don't know, you just feel like you failed, if that makes sense. So I can't control the park, you know what I mean? Like, that was gonna happen regardless. Where I could have controlled is like, instead of pulling up 4 o'clock on the dot, pull up a little bit earlier, because then it would have given me a little bit more buffer room. It worked out that the 2 people didn't pull up until significantly later anyway, but like, imagine if they were all there, you know what I mean? So I'm learning, I'm trying my best, but it's like, as the person who's hosting, I need to try more and do better. So yeah, you live, you learn. I think as well too, like last night, even leaving the grocery store last night was a little bit discouraging, because when I left the grocery store after spending that money at Giant, I was like, baby, I'm not even gonna break even. I've overspent, right? These groceries and stuff is just so much more expensive than like I anticipated. But then I was like, remember your why, right? And remember my why. Why am I doing this? Why did I start this in the first place? And then also too, like, this is the process. Like, this is part of it. Like, I want things to be successful. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. I'm just very like I'm in the details and stuff, and I love the process of stuff. But it's like, sometimes like you have to stop and think like this is part of the process. Like not every event is going to be a big event that is like a W. You know what I mean? Some events may be an L, and I was starting to feel down upon myself, and then I just remembered that like, yo, this is part of the process. Like this is what I live for. Like I actually live for the process of things, the processes. Like I love the BTS. I love but this is it. And when you see people documenting this stuff, like they tend to kind of only just post the good parts or like the grind and the hustle, but like what about the parts that like, I don't know, I went to the grocery store and I spent too much money and like now I'm not gonna make a profit from this. I'm not even gonna break even. Like that's very discouraging, especially when you're not trying to do that, right? So if I take a L every now and then, it's okay. You know, like I'm sure Steve Jobs lost thousands of dollars before he did his big one with the iPhone and stuff and Apple, you know, like I'm sure he like gambled in certain places and took risks, and I think I don't take enough risks. So it's just one of them things. So because I was already kind of discouraged last night and I talked myself back up and was like, it is what it is. Like, I don't know. I can't say why. I don't know why I didn't get enough sales or more sales than I did, because like my average, like I said, is about 16 people. And if I only had 6 sales, like it's not 16, you know what I mean? It's not even close to 16. So what happened here, I don't know. When I posted on TikTok, it did a good number on TikTok. It was interesting to people online on TikTok, but why that interest did not convert to sales, I don't know. So that's something I need to look into as well. I think I also need to look into the finances a little bit more. I want to keep these events very low cost. I sold the tickets for about $15, $20 and it didn't cover. I think the next time I do this, my expenses should be a little bit less because I don't have to buy like the charcuterie boards. I don't have to buy the general things that I really need. The games that I bought, like I won't have to buy that stuff. Like I can reuse all this stuff again. So my expenses should be a little bit less when I do this again. But I may also need to charge straight up 20 or 25. I don't know. I have to see. Groceries are expensive these days. This is a lot. I'm not gonna lie. This is a lot, but it's part of the process. Remember your why. It's part of the process. It's going to get better. You're going to figure out the things, and we're going to get bigger and better in Jesus' name. But yeah, that's me for today. That's how I'm feeling. Those are all the things in my head. I've said a lot. I hope it was helpful in some way, or gives at least perspective to someone. If there's any questions you may have, feel free to ask me in the comments down below. I will try to answer it to the best of my ability. But yeah, I think that's all for today. That's all that's in my head. That was a lot that I poured out, but I hope it made sense. And thank you for watching. Thank you for coming along with me on this journey. I'll see you in the next one.